Welcome to the Swamp, home of the Florida Gators, and we've long been told it is here that only the Gators get out alive. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. On first down, here comes this offense. Little touch pass to the receiver. Looking for room at the 40. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right, and having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Bringing it back. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Bama! How about that D coming up with a play like that?
You always want to come out and set the tone as a defense. Get a stop, make them punt. How about this? Get the INT and take it back to the house. Way to set the tone for this defense early.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Offense gets set for second down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play. The Gators moving quickly to the line. And they're able to get a third down. Here, see if they go for it on fourth. And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. This could be a major turning point in this game, going for it inside their own 40. He'll keep it on the sneak.
Yeah, I think those quarterback sneaks used to be for the big, strapping quarterbacks. But, man, nowadays, dude, all you got to do is fall forward, and it's such a hard play to stop. So you see this all across all levels of football, and it's just a difficult play to stop.
And the Gators will have it 1st and 10. He's knocked down in the backfield, a swarming defense, and he'll lose 7.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
I love the job here by the linebacker. He just kind of floats and he's shuffling and he's waiting to see which way the quarterback's going to go with the football. Not able to snag it out of the air, but hey, batting it away, it's a big-time play.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And that pass picked off. And how about that play? Even with the short return, they're in the red zone. They've got it at the 17.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
They'll run the option. Staying physical in the red zone as he's pulled down after picking up 3 balls at the 14. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Got his man quickly. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think he can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Hand off to the fullback. Just slithered through the tackle, and he's got room to run.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
Fires to the big fella. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
On the option, he'll pitch it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. This offense has a 2nd down play. He'll do it himself. At the 45, on his way. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. Big gain on the design quarterback run. Nice to have a guy that can get you out of trouble, whether by design or improvisation, like Anthony Richardson did against Utah in 22.
Yeah, it just makes you a much better coach when you got guys that can scramble around and buy time. And look at Florida's teams, the most recent success going back to Tim Tebow, a guy that gets you extra possessions, extra first downs, and makes that big play at the quarterback spot.
Here comes the option. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. And the boys of old Florida are getting it done on the ground.
And you've seen time periods in history in Florida where they didn't care about the run. Spurrier, just throw it. Yeah, Jesse, throw it again. Yeah, throw it again. Just chuck it around. But I like when they commit to the ground game, have some success to create some balance.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Wilson. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Florida.
Line getting set on second down. Quarterback checking the play. Back to pass, it's Lagway. Dances away to buy time. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
It's just so nice as a coaching staff when you've got quarterbacks who make good decisions. And on a second and short play, you're throwing it, you're trying to catch the defense napping, you might take a shot, nothing there. Go get it yourself. Make the right decision to keep it, not panic, and get you a fresh set of hands.
You just want to find a way to affect the QB, and the defense does a great job getting to the quarterback, hitting him as he throws the football. Not only does it make that throw bad, in the future now, the quarterback's taking a few hits and makes him a little bit more unsure of himself.
Able to get a couple on the play. He's down at the 9.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
On the option. Now the toss. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida! That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn. That's what we just saw in that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they are executing exactly how their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. First down here for the offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on second and short. They go to the ground. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
Really nice run there. Now, listen, you know, modern-day college football, I know it's all about spread offense and throwing the football and going up tempo and scoring quickly, but, man, you think back to Bear Bryant in Alabama, doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They have always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfect.
but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
They believe they can run right here. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Gets it out of there for the first time today, and didn't see much of him. That loss a week ago, called on just once. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Trying to find his man on first down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
Man, that's an impressive play. This dude is so dominant. And I'll tell you, we don't have enough time in this broadcast to list off all the great Alabama D linemen, especially in recent years. That play right there, that reminds me of a guy I played against back in the day, Cornelius Griffin, playing on the inside of Alabama's defensive line. You knew every single time you dropped back, you were going to have that guy in your lap. He was always pushing the pocket, and he was always collapsing it with his speed and athleticism and his first step. That last play right there reminds me of some of these great players we've seen on the Crimson Tide D-line here in recent years.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a third and long. To the air, it's Lagway. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Puts him in the spin cycle. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
We talk a lot about this at quarterback, right? Hard focus downfield, soft focus around. He wanted to throw that downfield. He just felt the pressure. He knew he had to get out of danger. He was able to do that, use his speed, go get north up the field for a first down. Well done.
Still on his feet at the 45. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Looking to go up top on first down. He's going up top. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Ball still spotted at the 34. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. He'll take another shot here. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Gator.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up, keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. South Carolina is lighting up the scoreboard right now thanks to a dazzling offensive display. They're up by 28 over Indiana. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
The completion short of the sticks, it's second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. On the option. Looks as if the Crimson Tide will have the first down.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Takes the handoff. It's Young. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Back to pass, it's Simpson. Makes the catch, and he's brought down. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if we can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Gonna let it fly. And the pass hits, picked off. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23. The Gators sending the offense back to work. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Wants to throw on first down. Going downfield for the big play. Makes the grab inside the 30. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Comes out throwing on first down. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. After the misfire, now on second down. Quarterback will audible. On second down, wants to throw it. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure, it gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
Looking to throw, it's Flagway. Gets open down the middle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. And this one splits the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Gators will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Goes to the option. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. That time they were in their own territory. That took some lower intestinal fortitude.
It definitely did. And listen, if that's what you're going to be, that's who you're going to be, you're going to be that kind of offense and be aggressive, then stick with who you are. And apparently, nowadays, going for it on your own end, it really ain't nothing anymore.
He'll toss it. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Tackled, but he has a first down.
The old toss, right? Toss it to him on the perimeter, get on the edge quickly. The receivers better block on the outside. Go get me some positive yards, get a fast guy in space. Nice play call.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. They'll leave it with the lone back. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with 2nd and short.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Gonna run it. It's Young. Alabama will get the first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. They'll run it on the counter. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Quickly complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Leaves it with the running back. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here.
Yeah, and I think on that third down and short call, I honestly think that they thought it was going to be a fourth down situation. Now it's 4th and 2. I think this offense was ready for this opportunity, and I think they're going to go for it right here.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground. Looks like Alabama will pick up the first down.
That's a risky play call there. 4th and a couple of yards, and you turn around, you hand it to your running back, you say, my guy's a better athlete than any of yours on defense, and he's going to find a way to keep this drive going.
It is getting loud as this crowd tries to help its defense. On the ground, it's Haynes. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
The option look. They make the stop, and they give up 5 yards on the run. It's down to the 11.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
And big-time play by this defensive line, setting the line of scrimmage, getting the stop, forcing the 4th down. Now, I think I got a pretty good idea, Palmer, that, well, if you're calling plays, if I'm calling plays, well, really, if anybody's calling plays, I'm thinking green light.
Yeah, so let's see if the defensive line can do it again. You just saw it on that last play. Can they bow up one more time, make a game-changing and a momentum-changing type play to give the football back to their offense?
And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that was a lengthy 17-play drive, and he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. The kickoff unit about to go to work. The returner will field it and bring it back. And the coverage team able to make the tackle.
I think that's one the kick returner is going to want to take back. That was a ball he probably should have let run through the end zone, give themselves better field position, but now they are way back up.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Drives into the pile just to pick up a 1. They'll spot it at the 10.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand, they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
And ball security at this point is at a premium for this offense. You're backed up in your own end. You've got the lead, so you want to be able to run the football and stay on the field, bleed the clock. But you know the defense is going to be ripping away at it, right? They're going to be trying to get hats to the football and forcing a fumble. So whoever's got the ball has got to have two hands on it this drive. And that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off and they pick it up.
And you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
From the gun to give, looking for room. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
They've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. And he's brought down, but a flag is also down. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Flagway. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
This offense has already converted once on 4th down. Can they do it again? Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Fires to the wideout. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
Man, that's a rough outcome. I get it. I want to try to be aggressive, but backed up in your own territory, aggressive, and you fail. Now you've set the other team up for almost automatic points.
They'll run the option. The pitch. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
And if they want to take the lead, can't be thinking field goal here. They'll need a touchdown to go up in the 4th. They'll try to run it in. Touchdown tie. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And this offense really showing their physicality, running the football when it matters in the 4th quarter, in crunch time, to take the lead in this football game.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Texas A&M packed a wallop today, and in many ways it felt like it packed the 12th man with them too. This was supposed to be a road test, and instead it felt like a walk through the park in College Station. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Out of the gun to give to the back. Pirouettes away from the defense.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
pulls and fires it complete to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And the Gators want to pick up the tempo. They'll try to power their way ahead. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback checking off. They'll throw it on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Back to throw, it's Lagway. He wants a big play here late. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Time is not on their side right now. They can't afford too many more incompletions like that. They need to come up with some connections, and they've got to score points. They've got to get this passing game going now.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. Out of the gun, the inside give. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down.
And I think this offense ran the football knowing it's in fourth down territory. It's fourth and short. It's go time, almost near midfield. To me, this is green light. I got to stay aggressive. I'm losing, but the situation favors me in fourth and short.
How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
And how about the defense coming up big on fourth and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. And now, Jesse, the art here is to find the balance between milking the clock and trying to get another score.
I think if you're the coaching staff, too, you like to see your team play its best in the fourth quarter, right? Defense just did their job, so offense now, David, has to go out and handle their business.
Yeah, you got the momentum. Because of the defense, they've given you some momentum. They've given you a great opportunity to take hold of this game and really put a stamp on it.
They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Makes the catch. It's Williams. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Lining up from the 34 on first down. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Alabama trying to hold this lead and run out the clock. To the ground with the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get the close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling the close close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.